evening and welcome to the Cover One Buffalo podcast. You are joining your host, 𝗪𝗧𝗡𝗘𝗥, along with my partner in crime, Aaron Quinn. Aaron, how we doing?
I'm doing great, but honestly, nobody cares. We told everybody William Mattar was going to be here. They don't want to hear from us, Greg. They want to talk to William Mattar. What are we doing here?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Obviously, this year earlier we announced our partnership with William Mattar Law Offices and said that maybe if we could work out schedules, we'd be able to get the man himself on the show. And tonight is that episode. So without further ado, let's bring him up, Mr. William Mattar. Bill, how we doing?
Hey, good seeing you guys.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Western New York's favorite lawyer, but also now social media influencer. Is that right?
I guess a little bit, yeah. We're doing a lot of stuff out there. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. I got some questions on your social media team later on. But first, I saw you out there at the game this weekend at the home opener. I need to know like the liability coverage on a t-shirt cannon. I'm curious, like how you worked that out. But how was it? How was the home opener and the crowd and everything?
Oh my gosh, what a game. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, before the game I went to a tailgate party and game day hospitality tailgate, and I was able to shoot off a cannon with some of our t-shirts in it. I've never done that before. That was a lot of
it's got a little kick to it, huh?
Oh, I was surprised how far they went. I guess they turned it up pretty high for me, so I almost had to shoot them straight up in the air. If I shot it straight ahead, I think I could have killed somebody. So I was trying to be good.
Or would have shot it to like 3 tailgates away, somebody else's tailgate.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. A lot of great people. It's a nice way to do a tailgate. I like going to regular tailgates and just doing a little cooking and tasting some food and having some drinks. But this one, it was a lot of fun shooting off the cannon.
Nice. Aaron and I are always spoiled. We usually get invited to our guy Drew Gear does a show Rockpile, and he's partnered with Amon, who does Q42, like the barbecue brand, and they work with Reed Ferguson, and now have kind of created something together. And like they're nice people, and I like them, but I go there because they're phenomenal cooks, and they always have an amazing spread of goodies and amazing food that's there. So, how about the game itself? How is the atmosphere? How is everybody into it? We had gone a couple years here where a lot of road openers and like the home opener wasn't until week 2 or even week 3. So this one was right off the bat, but it was
weather here in Western Europe.
Oh my gosh, the
home opener too.
Amazing, an uncommon opponent, so not one that had a ton of history or anything to it. How was the crowd in the game itself?
Well, I think the crowd was amazing, and I mean, at the beginning before the game started, Andre Reed was there and kind of getting the whole crowd going a little bit, which was a lot of fun. I got to meet him a little earlier that day, which was a lot of fun. But the crowd was going wild, and then having a lot of fun, a lot of energy, and then a little bit of that energy kind of got knocked out of the sail after we were down. And our defense at the beginning was a little shaky, I would say, and that was getting some people a little worried. But everyone was yelling and screaming and having a great time.
Do you remember the point in the game where you say like that kind of, I've been in the stadium where you get punched in the mouth a little bit and it gets a little quiet and everybody's on the edge of their seats, is feeling a little antsy. But do you remember the point in the game, because at home sitting and that feel of, we're big fans of momentum and things like that, and it felt like Bills kind of got it back with the double dip at halftime. Is that when the stadium kind of got back into it around that?
Yes, and everyone at the game, they even in that first half, they were really working on trying to keep the energy up, and I think people were really working on that and going. But then. Thank goodness we were able to kind of turn it around right before halftime a little bit, and I think that really helped us into the second half. And then I think the coaching did a pretty good job of trying to get our team their head back into the game and kind of let them understand that they can do it.
Having 17 doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I can't imagine like the pop and the reaction when he did the hurdle touchdown going in. Like I won't lie. Like I go a lot to preseason games. Right. So the last time I was at an actual impactful regular season or real game was before Josh. So I've never actually watched Josh Allen in person in a game that was meaningful. I've seen preseason game each year, but I do them all downstairs because we do the show right afterwards. I it does make me a little jealous. I want to hear that pop once in person.
Oh my God. Josh is so dynamic and can make these big plays, but your heart just drops when he's doing these unbelievable athletic jumps and flips. But he's getting popped from two directions and going down. But he knows how to make the plays. It just scares everybody. Everyone they love the big play, but no one wants them to get hurt. I mean, that's...
And we have no coverage on that type of collision, correct?
Right.
If he gets her in the end zone, there's nothing you can do to help us out in that instance.
No. I do motor vehicle accidents.
He's like a motor vehicle accident.
Seriously, some of those collisions are.
Yeah. So one day we will get a little bit into the social media because I saw your prediction, a video go out there across social media platforms, and it was 12 wins, correct? You had the Bills at 12 wins this year, and I don't think that's crazy, Bill. I think some people might be looking at you like a homer, but I went through the game by game with you. I don't think you're out of whack there for some of your prediction.
I am a bit optimistic, I think, at times, because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, I was just dying with the first half of this game because you never know what's going to happen, and so it's scary.
I think predicting these things too on the surface is tough because you didn't know what Arizona Cardinals team is going to show up, right? Or these early games. I think you gave actually this one to Miami early. You split with Miami. The loss to Kansas City, those are fair. All the ones that you picked were fair. I think the wins you picked were fair as well. After this home opener and a little bit of the early struggles, you still on that 12 win. Has anything changed for your season predictions? You still riding with them?
I'm still very hopeful. You don't really know until a little later on in the season and see who's hurt, because someone always gets hurt, and it's just a matter of do we have the depth to be able to deal with the injuries? Because there's going to be injuries. I mean, my predictions would not. It won't be true at all. It'll only be close if we have one of our star players get hurt.
Well, you look at, Sunday was a great example. No one expected Cam Lewis and Jamarcus Ingram to play a big role, but all of a sudden you lose Taron Johnson. I don't think most of us knew that Cam Lewis was going to be that third safety. Last year they would bring Jordan Poyer down almost like a dime linebacker and bring in Taylor Rapp as a third safety. They were going to do that with Cam Lewis, but then in the game, Cam Lewis had to go in at nickel to replace Taron Johnson, and now Jamarcus Ingram had to come in as a third safety where he didn't even practice. That wasn't even in the game plan. So that depth and having kind of that backup plan to go to in real time is pretty crazy to be able to do. So kudos to them. In that initial game, stepping away from the game a little bit, I won't lie. As we kind of worked with you to get set up as a sponsor, we were excited because obviously you're such a known, brand around Western New York, and so generous and with your time and with everything in the community. But I don't know that I was familiar with your willingness on social media. So I got to know, how does your social media team convince you to do some of the things they get you to do in these videos? And for anyone who's not familiar, we have a good handful of them ready here. So I'm just going to share one or two before we get started.
Unexpected splashes can be fun. Unexpected crashes are not fun. Hurt in a car, call William Mattar. 444-4444. Hurt in a car, call William Mattar. 444-4444.
I got to say, that second one, the rolling one, my wife, when I sent it to her, I could hear downstairs. I sent it to her on Instagram, and I could hear her downstairs audibly just laughing out loud. A real LOL in real life. So you got one out of her, Bill.
And I love it. It's so fun. It's engaging. I think that your team is really good about finding what's trending and what's going on. But that only matters if you're willing to play along and
have the humility.
The best sport of anybody that I've seen. It's fantastic.
Well, it's kind of crazy, and you never know what's going to kind of go viral or really go out there. But we try a bunch of wonderful stuff, and we had a tweet, the pit earlier this year that went viral, and then some of these other ones are just kind of funny, and these transitions. People love these transitions, and they're a lot of fun. I really am not a fan of them having me, doing some dancing here and there, and I shouldn't be dancing. It's ridiculous.
That's the fun of it, though, right?
And well, that's it. And I can tell you, we have a great team, a lot of creative people, and I listen to my team, and they say it's going to be good. And I'm dealing with we have a real young, dynamic team that does a wonderful job, and it's. But they have me do some stuff that you kind of wonder about. But most everything people really enjoy, and we're trying to just be out there because I think people see our TV commercials and they know that that's not the stuffy. Lawyer in the suit. I mean, we're not the largest motor vehicle accident firm in the state because we don't know what we're doing. We know what we're doing, but at the same time, we can be friendly, engaging, and outgoing. And I think that's what we're trying to get across.
I think approachable is another one there.
That's a good word, yeah.
That you guys show off. And have you in the like I know we all talk to Bill's content creators and stuff in the attorney niche market. Have you heard from other attorneys of like? Because you've kind of like captured something in the marketing space of attorneys. It's been very traditional. I'm a big fan of marketing. It's so traditional of billboards and radio and all podcasts, things of this nature. And to come out with this like guerrilla plan out of nowhere and create some viral stuff like that doesn't always work in every industry. And I think you've gotten it to work in an industry it doesn't always work. And are other lawyers jealous of your ability to capture that audience?
Well, I don't know about jealous. I know we always try to just lead the way with a lot of the things that we do, and across the state, we have people that will other law firms that will copy or mimic or try to do what we're doing, but it's really what we're doing is authentic, and I think it really fits into my personality, and so for me, it works out pretty well because I am approachable, and I do love speaking with people and joking around, and so for me, it really works. And so I mean, but it's hard to go be kind of one of the first law firms out there that really are really putting themselves out there in this way. It's a lot of fun. It's a little scary at times, but
as I say, were you ever worried the silliness aspect of it would be taken the wrong way, or once it got out there, you realized people would embrace it?
Well, there's always a little bit of fear with that because you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, and people could take it as a negative. It seems that the feedback we're getting has been extremely positive. And
you've got a fan in my wife. She's following and just looking for all your stuff.
Right, and we have so much great content going out all the time. It's just amazing.
It is kind of a numbers game sometimes. I joke with my team all the time. Like guys will ask, there'll be some stuff where a video takes off and there'll be another one where they worked really, really hard and thought it was great and it doesn't go. And I tell them all the time, listen, the internet doesn't make sense, man. Like if you could like read the algorithm like a book, it'd be easy, but we don't know. Like some stuff just takes off and you can't help it, and there's nothing you can do.
My best tweet this week's got like 12 likes on it. It's just sitting there, nobody cares. It was a gem too. It was a great tweet.
Yeah, and that happens. I mean, just like the same thing that the tweet with the pit. I mean, that thing just took off. That was brilliant. That was a brilliant. But at the same time, we could have done that exact same tweet and got 2 people looking at it. That could have been the same. You just don't know. And then we have that rolling video that you just saw with me rolling off the gurney and thing. I mean, that just blew up. I mean, you don't know.
I got a side boost from your tweet about the pit, I made a comment on it that a lot of people liked. I got a nice little boost there in follows and stuff. Just grabbing onto your coattails here, Bill, to trying to get some of that success my way.
You guys are the ones that are brilliant out here. I appreciate all you guys do.
Oh, so on that note, you got out to the Cardinals game. So whether it's one in person or one that's coming up from a matchup standpoint, what's the game you're really focused on that you're most looking forward to seeing next?
Well, I'm actually nervous about this game tomorrow with the Dolphins, just because I've been to some Dolphins games, Bills Dolphins down in Miami, and it's for some reason it seems to be tough a lot of times when we're playing down there. I think we're going to be a little bit lucky tomorrow. It's an evening game, so we're not going to be sitting in the sun. That Miami stadium, I think they design it in a way to just bake the visitors. So I think that's a good thing there. The game I'm always worried about is Kansas City. I mean, they're so good.
It's a standard right now.
Yeah, and it's just amazing how well they play. And so I think if we have I think it's going to be anytime you play them, it's really a tough game. I want to be able to beat them in the playoffs.
We've gotten them in the regular season a couple times. It hadn't done us any good so far.
Right. So that's really what we have to do. And so I don't know. There's a lot of tough games coming up, and we just got to keep on going, and hopefully we can figure out to keep that defense going, and we can have some of our players break out. We have some tight ends that we have I think we have some great potential. We just hope Josh Allen can figure out a way to hit some of those, some fast passes and short passes in the beginning of the game, and then maybe in the middle of the game, get some long balls out there for us and see what happens.
Love it. Well, anything else you want to share with the folks? What's the next project your team's got you working on?
Oh, well, we're always busy. We've done a lot of stuff with the motorcycles throughout this summer, and we help a lot of people on motorcycles and big truck accidents. But some of the community stuff, we're really looking forward to October. We're doing the breast cancer awareness, and we really try to help with that across the state in Western New York. And it's really just a wonderful thing. And then, obviously, and then we go into November, we do adopt a shelter animal. And with that's fun. I think some people might remember our dog, Peanut Butter, who passed. And Peanut Butter was always in our commercials for years. And so we're missing out on Peanut Butter a little bit. But all in all, things are going pretty well. I like to remind people, after a car accident, there's short time deadlines, and just follow us on our social media. We have some cool stuff out there, and follow us, and you'll get some chuckles.
That's it. And maybe, who knows, maybe a William Mattar, Aaron Quinn wing Bills review in the future coming up.
I would love to do that. That would be a blast.
My people, your people will get together, get some wings, make this work.
Well, I love eating wings.
Yeah.
Eat some wings and some good beer.
Talking Bills doesn't get any better than that.
It'd be fantastic. I love it.
All right.
It goes. All right. Thank you very much for your time tonight. You're very generous. We appreciate it.
Much.
And again, we mean it very genuinely. It's been awesome to work with you and your team. Looking forward to many seasons to come.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.